This has led to new restrictions being imposed across the world, including in Europe, a major international source for tourists to the Gambia. This trickle-down effect of the problem on our tourism industry is a cause for concern for Hamad Nkeba, the Tourism and Culture Minister.
It will have very, very adverse impact in our tourism sector, no doubt about that, because we have guests coming from Holland. So if Holland goes into a lockdown, that means automatically tourists cannot fly out of Holland.
The tourism industry is a major contributor to the Gambia's economy, accounting for more than 20% of GDP. The tourist season in the Gambia begins in October and lasts until April. This year, while the season is progressing, there have reportedly been many flight cancellations due to the coronavirus pandemic. The tourism minister sees vaccination as the only way to return to normalcy and to ensure the tourism industry remains viable.
And the key word here is get vaccinated. And I think that's what we need to do. It is an unpredictable virus. Anytime you think it's settled down, something comes up again. So the solution is we need to go and really get vaccinated. And if Gambians will listen and go and get vaccinated, it will make a big difference for us. Because the more your population is vaccinated, the more the people are freer to come.
In the face of the new variant affecting some parts of the African continent, including Senegal, the Gambia is experiencing a low uptick in vaccination coverage due to vaccine hesitancy. This hesitancy has led to the expiration of about 28,000 COVID-19 doses and 80,000 more expected to expire in a few days. To address the problem, the Health Ministry has launched a nationwide house-to-house vaccination campaign. Here is Modu Njai, the Director of Health Promotion and Education.
But really it's a concern, but for us to be able to move away from all these challenges, my message is that we need to come out in our numbers to get vaccinated. The vaccination teams are already available. So if anybody cannot meet the vaccination teams in your community, you just visit the nearest health facility, you will get vaccinated. You will get the vaccine there and they'll vaccinate you. But also, if you also cannot go to the nearest health facility, but you still need more information about the team around your area, you can just call it 1025. They will direct you because they have the schedule. They can be able to tell you where you can go to get your vaccination.
The Gambia's tourism industry supports over 42,000 direct jobs and is a source of another 40,000 indirect jobs. The sector generates about $85 million in foreign exchange earnings, making it the largest foreign exchange earner in the country, according to a UNDP report in 2020. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, tourist arrivals fell from 235,000 in 2019 to below 90,000 in 2020, according to the International Monetary Fund. All this, coupled with the new variant, recovery of the tourism sector remains vulnerable. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
250 personnel of the Gambia Armed Forces have left the Gambia for Turkey to attend 3 months intensive training. The QRF-3 contingent replaces QRF-2, who returned home a fortnight ago from a similar training exercise. Babakar C has more.
The contingent departed Banjul in the early hours of Sunday from the Banjul International Airport. The 250 men and women will undergo similar training to that of QRF-2 and will be expected back in the country in 3 months' time in preparation for UN deployment missions. The contingent was bid farewell by the Deputy Chief of Defence Staff, Major General Mamat Ocham, and other senior officers of the Gambia Armed Forces. Addressing the contingent at the foot of the aircraft before departure was Her Excellency, the Turkish Deputy Ambassador to the Gambia, Dilara Salmali, who advised the soldiers to make the good use of the training as our country continues to support the Gambia in equipping our security sector.
Thousands of Gambian soldiers have received Turkish trainings and Turkish language courses. This helps build the relationships between our two countries. Turkey has a vast knowledge in international crisis management and security. To be able to share this knowledge with Gambia is very good for us.
The Deputy CDS Major General Mamat Ocham reminded the soldiers to be disciplined and be good ambassadors of the country.
To build your capacity in a professional manner so as to give you the technical and professional skills you will need not only to serve in the country here, but also to prepare you to deploy for a possible UN peacekeeping mission. And this is just to remind you that you are going to represent the Gambia Armed Forces in a friendly republic. You are going to be how they are going to judge the Gambian Armed Forces. Your comportment, your behavior, and your morals is going to go a long way to give a good impression of who we are as a people and as a nation.
Major General Cham challenged the 250 soldiers to emulate from the QRF2, who just returned home days ago, and asked them to surpass that record while thanking the Turkish government for their support.
On behalf of the Chief of Defense Staff, and on behalf of the Minister, and indeed on behalf of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Gambian Armed Forces, to thank and recognize the magnanimous support and great brotherly help that the Sister Republic of Turkey is giving the Gambia Armed Forces in our security sector reform. I'm sure it's no gainsaying that all the logistics and the financial resources and indeed the technical skills that you will be exposed to is all free of charge from the Turkish Armed Forces. We want to thank them for this gesture and to reassure them that they have a partner and a genuine ally in the Gambia and the Gambia Armed Forces.
This is the final batch of the Quick Reaction Force contingent who will go to Turkey for training. Babukarsi, QTV News.
It is that time of the season, the cold season, where flu and other infectious diseases are more prevalent. Consequently, our immune system needs to be stronger to fight these foreign agents. QTV spoke to Dr. Abubakar Jah, who gives advice on what people should do. Here is Ajibintu Drame with the story.
During the colder or Hamatan months in the Gambia and sub-Saharan regions in Africa, influenza is one of the most common illnesses among patients visiting doctors. As many as 1 in 5 adults is infected each year with influenza, which affects our white blood cells that play an important role in our immune system. White blood cell disorder occurs when one has too many or too few white blood cells. Dr. Abubakar Jah explains the causes of having a high white blood cell count and infectious diseases linked to it.
This era that we are in that can cause increase in white cell count are many. People can have chest infections during this time with bacteria, and then you can have bacterial infection, and that can be a problem. People can have a COVID virus, and that can be a problem. And the COVID virus can also predispose you to get infection inside your lung, which can also cause bacterial infection. So at this time, there may be lots of people who are having high white cell count, but having a high white cell count alone is not a diagnosis, something that a doctor has to look at and decide where to go with it.
Dr. Jah says, as the coronavirus is still lingering, it is important for people to be extra cautious.
We've been lucky so far that we've not had a very big outbreak. But some of the hospitals are beginning to report that more people are coming with flu-like symptoms, and if they are tested, some of them are becoming positive. So we have to do the usual things that we need to do, which is to distance ourselves from each other, 1 meter apart at least, to wear masks whenever we're with other people that we don't normally live with, to wash our hands frequently, and also to take the vaccine. The vaccine is what is saving many people now, especially in the places where the infection rates are high.
A high white cell count may also be a sign of physical or emotional stress. People with particular blood cancers may also have high white blood cells counts. Dr. Jah advises people to refrain from self-diagnosis and self-medication.
Is go to a hospital, let them get you specifically tested, so that they can check whether you have malaria, and if you don't have malaria, tell you don't have malaria so that you don't have to take those medicines. Those medicines may have their side effects. They may have problems associated with them. So you don't just take them unnecessarily. So you will be tested and you'll be told, yes, you have malaria, or no, you don't have malaria, you have an infection. And yes, you have a bacterial infection, or no, you have a viral infection. All those things we can get just by testing the blood.
Dr. Ja advises eating healthy foods such as fruits, vegetables, drinking lots of water and doing exercises, as these will help boost one's immune system. He also urges people to be stricter in observing the WHO guidelines to stop the further spread of COVID-19. Ajibintu Drame, QTV News.
The report by Ajibintu Drame will now take us to a short commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more news stories for you. Do stay tuned.
Q-City New Year's Eve Gala. It's the time of the year again. Time to end it with a bang and in style. Join our annual New Year's Eve feast in a breathtaking environment with the amazing Keba Taylor Band and the exceptional Bud Hammer, the man with the golden voice. And to top it all, the jaw-dropping fireworks at midnight to celebrate the beginning of a rocking new year filled with all the happiness in the world. Celebrate and make New Year's resolutions with family and loved ones at Q-City. Tickets are only $3,500 for individual and $2,000 for children 12 and under, and a 10% discount for every table of 10. Call 33-72489 or 33-00056 for more info. Q-City New Year's Eve Gala. Cheers to the good life that awaits us all.
Well, welcome back from that short commercial break. It's the midday news on QTV with me, Mamudu Gajaga. Petty trading is widespread in the Gambia as youth and adults engage in small-scale business ventures for a variety of reasons. On Tuesday, QTV's Zainab Hydra visited some individuals in this sector, and this is what she found out.
According to business analysts, about 20% of petty trading businesses fail in the first year. This can be attributed to a variety of reasons, for being situated in a poor location, for example, one that does not get a lot of customers passing by, to ineffective marketing, to a lack of capital or sometimes a lack of support from family. In the Gambia, the majority of people venturing into small businesses or petty trading are women and youths, and all doing so for a variety of reasons. However, petty trading is also the backbone of economics across the world, and in less developed economics, such enterprises are even more essential as they provide livelihoods for many. Fatou Kinean, an ice vendor, tells us the importance of a woman being supportive to her husband because these days her household cannot be managed by one person.
dañ daan dem Sénégal jëndi bagage ñëw teg gaay yi dañuy lépp te duñ fay loolu ñu dugal ci jaay ice bi.
I have been going to Senegal to get various things to sell, but that business wasn't going too well. So I decided to venture into the ice juice business. And what I sell in a day is what I take home and manage with for my husband and family.
Ida Tamba, an entrepreneur in tailoring, said her reason for also selling breakfast street food.
Business bi soo gisee ma dugg si dama bëgg a jàppale suma yaay ak suma famille loolu moo tax ma dugg si business bi parce que business bi moom may njëriñ lu bari.
My mother is a very hard-working lady, and her example motivated me to give up working for someone else. I decided to do this and support her because I know she is doing it for me and my siblings.
Ajibintu Fall says she started the Ebe business in 2019 to support herself financially and to take care of her education and other needs.
I don't go to my brothers or to my sisters or to my parents to tell them that I need this, I need that. No. I do my things without telling anyone. I provide everything for myself. I don't depend on men or my parents. And normally when I was going to school, at the same time with the job as a journalist, I normally go to the field, get my stories at the National Assembly. From there, around 4 or 3 o'clock, I will come home, prepare my ebe and sell it outside. And thank God I have seen so much improvement in it.
These are just a few of people working in petty trading, and they each have a story to tell. And from what we heard, with dedication and hard work, one can succeed and strive doing petty trading. For QTV News, I am Zainab Haidara.
Pageantry in the Gambia has been impactful in the lives of many young women. Some say it's not only boosting their self-confidence, also give them a platform to exhibit hidden talents. Fatusi Sanyang went out to interview beauty queens on how it has impacted their lives.
Even though there is a common perception that these pageants are all about beauty, but there is more to it than just beauty. From those we spoke to, for them, beauty pageants develop self-confidence, skills, and create platforms for girls to create a positive change in society. Aminata Sise, the former queen of UTG 2018, reveals how pageantry has positively impacted her life.
This is a passion that I have since I was going to primary school, and I got the chance to take part. That was in 2018 at UTG when I decided to contest under the School of Arts and Sciences 2018. And to my surprise, I won. I was the winner for Face of Sosa, the first queen Sosa ever produced. So I was like, wow, so I can really do this. And that really motivated me to also take part in leadership. I take the mantle of leadership by serving them as the vice president on the School of Arts and Sciences, and then that gives me another chance to also exercise my skills and also contribute immensely towards the development of arts and science, particularly in University of the Gambia.
Okay, in the Gambia. Aissatou Jaite, Face of Beauty Gambia 2020, explains how pageantry have impacted her life.
I got to know a lot of things during my research process. I learned a lot of things. I met new people, and then it gave me recognition that I'd never had before. I was a very quiet person. I was usually very reserved. Like right now, I am the brand ambassador of Black Scissors. It's tailoring couture. So it opened a lot of doors for me. I got a lot of things from being a beauty queen. Right now I own a plot of land and I won 50,000 as well during that competition.
Zainab Haidara, Miss Global Africa 2021, says that pageantry has given her a platform to impact a change, that is mental health.
9 national crowns, 1 international crown, that is the Miss Global Africa 2021, the first international crown in the Gambia. Through pageantry, my voice has been heard and my mental health advocacy has been recognized.
Lamin Imit Nyang, a beauty pageant promoter for almost a decade, explains why he ventured into organizing and promoting pageantry.
Definitely, of course, yes. Well, even to travel to another country exposure. We send pageantry to Miss Tourism World, Miss Tourism Africa. We send pageantry to Miss University. So, alhamdulillah, they are exposing themselves. So as of now, people are knowing Gambia through pageantry. Recently, one of your staff went to Nigeria and he came out to the crowd. So people will know us Gambia to another level. This is our country. Everybody should try your own way to expose your own people to another country.
A beauty pageant is a competition that has traditionally focused on judging and ranking the physical features of the contestants. Pageants have now evolved to include inner beauty, with criteria covering the judging of personality, intelligence, talent, character, and charitable involvement through private interviews with judges and answers to public on-stage questions. Pageantry have greatly impacted girls positively, boosting the self-esteem of young, thus improving their skills and helping them realize their potential. For QTV News, I am Fatusi Sanya.
Road traffic accidents continue to be a concern in the country as the country's poor road accident figures shows no sign of improving. A 22-seater passenger van heading to the Combos somersaulted due to a burst tire. Bakari Balde visited the scene and this is his report.
The accident happened at Buiva Village in Jara Central. According to some eyewitnesses, the passenger vehicle was also loaded with bags of charcoal and granules heading to Combo. When the tire punctured, the driver lost control and the vehicle plowed into the bush and somersaulted. Suleiman Jado, a herdsman who was looking after his cattle by the roadside, was the first eyewitness to reach at the scene. He explains what he saw.
The accident happened in my presence. The vehicle was coming from Japine. The vehicle's tire punctured, and the driver lost control of the vehicle and went into the bush. And the vehicle eventually somersaulted. Most of the passengers were seriously wounded, including the driver, who has wounds to his face and was taken to the hospital.
Kadi Mane, another eyewitness from Buiva village, who was harvesting at her rice field, explains what she saw and how she managed to help the victims trapped in the wreckage.
The accident happened while we were harvesting in our rice fields. We saw the vehicle coming from the east heading to Kombo. Suddenly we heard the tire explode and the vehicle ran into the bush and fall over. We ran and helped put the injured in vehicles to be taken to hospital.
Nyamo Bajinka, also from Buiva village, explains the terrible conditions of some of the casualties before the ambulance arrived.
No one died on the spot, but one of the ladies, the way I saw her, she was seriously wounded.
There were no deaths in this accident. However, 10 people were hospitalized, with 2 admitted at Jarasoma District Hospital, 6 were referred to Farafenni General Hospital, and the 2 who are in a critical condition were rushed to Edward Francis Tumol Teaching Hospital in Banjul. Reporting for QTV News, I am Bakar Balde.
Well, that report by Bakari Balde takes us to a look at the main news stories that we have for you. Amid the increasing rate of the spread of Omicron variant leading to the introduction of COVID-19 restrictions across the world, the Gambia's Minister of Tourism has expressed concern over the situation. 250 personnel of the Gambia Armed Forces have left the Gambia for Turkey, attending a 3-month intensive training. As the Hamatan causes more patients to go to doctors reporting various symptoms, we had advice from a doctor on what can be done to help. And we spoke to some people on how and why they got into petty trading. That's all we have for you in the midday news. Thank you for watching.